Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. Welcome to a sensational cricket happening show. And the reason that I say it is sensational because it was truly sensational. Sri Lanka pulling the rabbit out of a hat here as Kusal Perera went on to score 153 runs in a partnership of 78 runs with the last batsman Fernanado to stun the South Africans in the first test match, where the Sri Lankans reached the target of 304 runs, with Kusal Perera setting up an amazing record in test history along with Fernanado, who also deserves a lot of credit, as Kusal Perera was not out on 153 of 200 deliveries, 12 fours and 5 sixes, and those 5 sixes came off Dale Steyn and Kagiso Rabada. And also Fernando, the last batsman, also deserves a lot of credit as he was not out on 6, and the Sri Lankans went with a 1-wicket win in the test series against South Africa to be 1-0 in this 2-test series, and now they are away from history. If they could win or draw the second test match, they would become the first Asian nation ever to have beaten South Africa in a test series in South Africa. And well, so that is something which has to wait when the second test comes up. But let me tell you, this was a sensational knock from Kusal Perera. He went he joined hands with Fernando, the number 11 batsman. There was no hope for South Africa, even though Kusal Perera was still there. The hope was there, but with this powerful South African bowling lineup, yes, they didn't have Vernon Philander's services, unfortunately, but Dale Steyn, we all know what an experienced bowler he is. Kagiso Rabada knows about it, and Duan Oliver, who did so well against Pakistan, and also Keshav Maharaj, a very efficient spinner as well. But they could, even the second new ball was taken, but that also didn't. So against all odds, the Sri Lankans pulling off a miraculous victory. 226 for 9, still a long way off, 78 runs required, and here comes Kusal Perera taking it upon himself by slamming the South African bowlers all across the park. Fernando has deserved due credit for that. Just stayed put at the crease with not out on 6 runs. Kusal Perera went on to score his highest score in Test cricket as Sri Lanka made history by knocking South Africa out in the first Test match, and really tremendous credit to South Africa, to Sri Lanka for doing this, as they went into this Test series as absolute no-hopers. Here they are, leading the series now 1-0, and as I said, they are just one test away from history. If that the second test match either ends up in a draw or in a win for the Sri Lankans, this would be the first ever time that an Asian nation would have beaten South Africa in a test series in South Africa. Hats off to Sri Lanka, and what a partnership. And also this happens to be the most successful 10th wicket partnership in Test history. I know there have been a lot of records as far as the 10th wicket is concerned. There are a lot of partnerships that has happened in the past, but this is the most successful ever partnership which has happened for the 10th wicket in the entire Test history, where 78 runs were required, 78 runs were scored. Out of that, 67 runs or 72 runs was to the credit of Kusal Perera. The other man, Fernando, the number 11 batsman, was mere spectator, but what a job he did for his team. He first came and bowled well, Sri Lankans have a lot of positives. So, I'm really drawn into this particular match. As I said, it has been something which is truly sensational victory by South Africa. Nobody would have given them a chance, and here they come and Totally. I think they have left South Africans absolutely stunned here, to despair, I would say. And let's talk about the match here. So it all started off. We are talking about the 4 days play. It all started about with Kusal Perera at the crease, along with the other batsman at the crease. I'm just coming to that, dear friends and subscribers, so that I can describe it to you what exactly happened. Fernanado was making his debut, and he was along with Kusal Perera. But Fernanado was the first wicket to go today, when his wicket was taken by, I think it was, I'm just trying to check that for you, dear friends and subscribers. Fernando, who was he was making his debut, as you know. Fernando, I'm just trying, I'm sorry, dear fans, in the bit of excitement here, absolute fever pitch excitement, I would say, as far as this particular match is concerned. One really sees real fever pitch excitement here, no doubt about it. What a knock! I mean, I'm really thrilled to see the Sri Lankans doing well after quite a long time, and especially nobody would have given them a chance after what they did against Australia in Australia. And let's see. So the first wicket to go today was Fernando. There was a sort of a judgment failing there, as he followed a ball from Dale Steyn, which actually nipped off outside the off stump, and this one actually took the edge, and du Plessis took the catch. So that was wicket number 1 for the day. Now there was still batting to come as Niroshan Dickwala came in, and Niroshan Dickwala disappointed big time, as he could not contribute anything, as he was out for a blob, as Dale Steyn in the same over picked up the wicket of Niroshan Dickwala. This was a ball which actually held, basically it stopped as it hit the surface, and Dickwala had pushed the delivery, and Dale Steyn holding it on his holding the catch one-handed, and that was a big wicket, because Dickwala is someone who can really take the game away with his unorthodoxy that he has. But so that was a good thing that happened for the South Africans. South Africans would have been absolutely happy that they saw the back of Niroshan Dickwala. After that, we saw the after Niroshan Dickwala was out, what we saw was that Dhananjaya De Silva came in, and Dhananjaya De Silva happened to be the person who was able to give good company to Kusal Perera, which was good to see. And the score at that time, when Dickwala was out, it was scores 110. But then a very good partnership took place, which really kept the Sri Lankan chances very high there, with Dhananjaya De Silva playing a good hand, as he contributed 48 with 6 fours before, after Dale Steyn had done the double strike. Now there was real stability in the Sri Lankan innings, as the score had gone past the 200 mark, and that was a psychological victory for the Sri Lankans, as Keshav Maharaj broke the stand between Dhananjaya De Silva and Kusal Perera, with the partnership taking the score from 110 to 206. So that will tell you 96 runs, very useful partnership. And it was Dhananjaya trying to sweep a delivery, and the ball is pitched in line, and that had gone on to hit the stumps, and that was the end of Dhananjaya De Silva. LBW Keshav Maharaj 48 with 6 boundaries. Keshav Maharaj then picked up the wicket of Suranga Lakmal, caught by du Plessis for naught, and the Rajita was LBW bowled Maharaj, and then Ambul Denia, the debut man, was also, this time he was caught of the bowling of Markram of the Duan Olivier, and suddenly the Sri Lankan innings, which had gained a lot of life with the partnership between Dhananjay De Silva and Kusal Perera, suddenly were once again in deep trouble at 226 for 9, and now with only Kusal Perera at the crease and the last man, number 11 batsman Vishwa Fernando walking in, one would have probably thought that this powerful South African bowling lineup with the second new ball due, and also they could have probably taken the wicket of Vishwa Fernando, but that was the time Kusal Perera turned it on big time as he unveiled those big shots that he's capable of, and he really showed what a wonderful talent Kusal Perera is. And Kusal Perera, by playing these innings today, has really signaled that in the World Cup he could be a dangerous customer. Looking at the array of strokes that Kusal Perera played, one could say in World Cup 2019, I think Kusal Perera will have a big role to play in Sri Lankan cricket. And Kusal Perera take a bow, his highest score in Test cricket, not out on 153 of 200 balls, 12 fours and 5 sixes. Vishwa Fernando, number 11 batsman, playing and equally, I mean, one would have thought that number 11 would have perished, but Vishwa Fernando now, not only has he done with the ball, he has done with the bat as well, and that really shows how much pluck Vishwa Fernando showed. And also, there have been a lot of positives for the Sri Lankans after the Australian debacle. Here comes Lalit Ambuldenia, looking the spinner all the way and looking a very, very bright prospect for Sri Lanka in the future, taking his maiden 5-wicket haul yesterday. So, well, dear fans, friends, subscribers, this was the story of the day as the Sri Lankans have taken a 1-0 lead in the 2-test series against South Africa, which has really stunned the South Africans, because this was a sensational knock from Kusal Perera, which will go down in the history books as one of the great knocks played in Sri Lankan cricket. And as I said, this was truly, truly sensational. Nobody would have thought that Sri Lankans would have gone on to take a 1-0 lead in the Test series. I mean, probably one thought that, one was really shuddering to think as to how after looking at the way they played against Australia, one thought that the Sri Lankans would be suffering some humiliation on South African pitches against an array of fantastic South African pace bowling. This outfit has done a great job. Kudos to the bowling unit of Sri Lanka, kudos to the batting unit of Sri Lanka, and they have really, really pulled off a rabbit out of the hat. And once again, congratulations Sri Lanka for doing this to South Africa in South Africa. And now one really wishes them good luck. As I said, they could become the first Asian nation to have beaten South Africa in a test series. Whether that is going to happen, that would be known when the second test match takes place. As you know, it's a 2-test series, dear friends and subscribers. Okay, so now we get on to, from here, as I said, from the excitement level, we are going to a more sober level here. We are talking about the second one-day international between New Zealand and Bangladesh, where New Zealand have wrapped up the ODI series against Bangladesh. With one to go, they've already won the series, and just as far as this particular match is concerned, I'm just going to skim through the surface here. So Bangladesh once again definitely showing their fallibility. They could not hold on. The top order has not been firing for Bangladesh, and that has been a big problem for them. Mohammad Mithun once again showed what a mature cricketer he is getting to be, as he carved a neat 57, once again coming in a sort of a crisis time for the Bangladeshis. Tamim Iqbal once again was cheaply dismissed. He was LBW bowled Henry for 5 of 28 deliveries. Lytton Das disappointing. Scott Ferguson bowled. So Lytton Das normally, as you know, he's someone who really likes to play his strokes. So Lytton Das was out for 1. An excellent catch by Lockie Ferguson. And in fact, Lytton Das took the bait, came down the wicket to try and bowl, but the ball probably hit the splice of the bat, and it was a magnificent catch by Lockie Ferguson at the boundary. And Mushfiqur Rahim once again disappointed. He chopped on to the stumps of the bowling of Ferguson for 24 of 36 deliveries, 2 fours. Soumya Sarkar once again showed some promise to be disappointing. He was out for 22 of 23 deliveries, 3 fours in that particular knock. Mohammad Mithun, as I said, once again coming in when the chips were down for the Bangladeshis. They were reeling at 93 for 5 with all their experienced batsmen into the pavilion. Mahmudullah once again was a victim. This time Mahmudullah was a victim of the bowling of the leg spin of Todd Hassel as he tried to run through the short third man region, and Latham behind the stumps took the snaffle. And after that, so once again, like in the first match, Sabir Rahman did a few things. Sabir Rahman did a good job for himself and the team by contributing 43 of 65 deliveries, 7 fours. In fact, New Zealand also dropped probably 4 catches. In fact, Ross Taylor was guilty of dropping 2 catches. Mithun was given a reprieve by Ross Taylor. And Mithun really showing that he's one of those. He is one of the cricketers for Bangladesh who are going to stay for a long time. Mohammad Mithun once again impressing 57 of 69 deliveries, 7 fours and 1 6. Sabir Rahman 43. Mehdi Hassan Miraz. Mehdi Hassan Miraz made 16 of 20 deliveries. Sabir Rahman 43. Mohammad Saifuddin, who played very well the other day, could contribute only 10. Mustafa Murtaza 13 of 18 deliveries. Mustafizur Rahman out of 5. 226 all out was never going to be a good score on this very good batting pitch, where at times the ball was holding, one reckons. And looking at the bowling figures, Matt Henry, 10 overs, 2 minutes, 1 for 30. Trent Bolt, 10 overs, 1 minute, 1 for 49. Graham Holmes, 4 overs, 1 for 25. Lockie Ferguson, 10 overs, 3 minutes, 3 for 43. Todd Hassel, 10 overs, no maiden, 2 for 52. Jimmy Neesham, 5.4 overs, no maiden, 21 runs and 2 wickets. Now, New Zealand were given a target of 227 runs to win from 50 overs. Henry Nichols was an early victim, caught by Liton Das, the bowling Mustafizur Rahman, who was the best bowler today, and he was the one who took the wickets, 14 out of 23, 2 fours. But Martin Guptill took it up. I mean, got his second consecutive ODI century in the series, as he really went from strength to strength. He was not afraid to get the ball to loft the bowlers over the infield. He was driving superbly, and there was some lot of power in his strokes as well. As Martin Guptill, as you know, he's a player who likes to target the long off and long on region. He did that, and he played some wonderful strokes, and in the company of Kane Williamson, did a grand job. But Martin Guptill, after contributing 118, his 16th ODI century of 88 deliveries, was out to the bowling of Mustafizur Rahman for 14 fours and 4 sixes in that effort of 118 from Martin Guptill. After that, Kane Williamson, after a long time getting into some good form, not out on 65, taking them to victory of 86 deliveries, 3 fours. Ross Taylor was not on 21 of 20, 3 fours, and it was an 8-wicket victory for the Kiwis. And New Zealand actually winning the match in a very, very comfortable way, as they did it in the first innings by 8 wickets, to have won the ODI series against the three-match series against Bangladesh 2-0, with one more to come. Looking at the bowling figures, Murtaza went for 37 of 6. Mohammad Saifuddin, 6 overs, was costly for 44. Marius and Miraj could not get a handle there. 7.1 overs, no maiden, none 42. Mustafizur Rahman did a good job. 9 overs, no maiden, 42 runs and 2 wickets. 4 overs for 28 for Sabir Rahman. Soumya Sarkar bowled 1 over for 10. And Mahmudullah's 3 overs went for 25. Martin Guptill was named man of the match. And as you know, these are the last assignments that New Zealand and Bangladesh get before the global tournament, the World Cup 2019, kicks off in the United Kingdom. Well, dear fans, subscribers, it has been a real pleasure bringing you this very, very sensational cricket show. As I said, it was all, this particular show definitely will be dedicated, I would say, to that sensational knock from Kusal Perera 153 of 200 balls, 14 fours and 5 sixes. What a knock from Kusal Perera. Take a bow, Kusal Perera. The South Africans absolutely stunned today on the fourth day. 153 of 200 balls, 12 fours and 5 sixes to Kusal Perera. And Kusal Perera, as I said, will be a key person, according to me, for Sri Lanka in the World Cup scheme of things, because he has that aggressive intent in him. One knows. But today I thought Kusal Perera's talent has really bloomed fully after this great knock that he has played today to stun the South Africans. Well, dear fans and subscribers, pleasure always bringing you this this cricket happening. So unfortunately, due to commitments, my cricket show title has gone from a daily cricket show to just a cricket show, which I do regret. But as far as possible, I'll try my best to be connect to you all on a daily basis. So keep your eyes and ears tuned in. And once again, you can always go to my cricket tweets today. I will be tweeting I tweet on cricket every day. Once again, you can catch up with me on all my cricket tweets. Well, dear fans, friends and subscribers, pleasure once again bringing this cricket show to you. It's time for me to sign off on this show today. Thank you.